It was the evening of May the 5th, 2022. The man that is known for relationship advice and attacking lots of women all over social media died of hypertension. The man was Kevin Samuels, but little did the world of social media know what was about to befall it after that. From then on, something changed in a matter of weeks. YouTubers, podcasters, commentators, and everyone on all social media began to post mindless videos of one guy. He became the new gold rush. To me, his content seems eccentric and controversial. He poses with fast cars and guns and portrays himself as a cigar-smoking playboy who talks about hitting and choking women, trashing their belongings, and stopping them from going out. But me being curious, I eventually caved in, started watching more of his videos. Every day, I became bombarded by thousands of his videos. On average, if I'm on TikTok for just 30 minutes, I'm more likely to see at least 10 videos of Andrew Tate. This guy is revolutionary. This guy has achieved the impossible. He has conquered the world. Little did I know, I was walking into a neurological buzzsaw. Looking at Google search interest results, you can notice that right around when, or immediately after Kevin Samuels died, in a matter of weeks, a new leader arose to become the most trending guy all over the internet. I am talking about Andrew Tate. Shall I say he began to benefit from the death of the man that sat on top of the ladder, and he simply replaced him? But who am I to say that? So who is this guy, and why and how did he become so popular in a way that defies any algorithm rule? I mean, this guy literally beats Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump on search trends. His sudden and rapid surge to fame was not by chance at all. Despite being one of the most hated men on the internet, Andrew Tate lives a wild existence, to put it nicely. As I searched deeply into this guy, I realized that he is neurologically damaging. Andrew Tate has been blamed for a rise in sexual incidents against female students in Australia. Teachers are warning parents that he is ruining teenage boys. He's now seen as a boys' and men's evil role model. The list goes on. Another one even says Andrew Tate has built an army of lonely, sad, and angry men. But just as fast as he gained his fame in a way that is faster than an alien spaceship, he seems to be losing it very quickly also. Why? This is Andrew Tate, the eccentric and controversial millionaire playboy, connected to the Romanian mafia, accused of physical abuse, connected to human trafficking and other predatory behavior. He was born on December 14, 1989. When he was 5, he participated in a chess tournament and won against a 13-year-old kid. He said he loved the way he got him to cry. But the question is, how did he learn chess at such a young age? To answer that, we'll need to go back to his dad. His dad wasn't just any other guy. He was an American international grandmaster of chess. He served in the United States Air Force as a sergeant, an amateur wrestler who spoke Russian, German, and Spanish, a CIA officer who earned a reputation as a creative and dangerous tactician. But all of these were no accident either, because Andrew Tate's grandfather also served in World War II. So, call it a family trait and you are closer to the truth than not. He put in more time to learn after his dad, and not after too long, he started winning chess championships and making more boys cry. He became very close to his dad, and he affirmed many times that his dad was a massive influence on his life. I think I had the best father on the planet. He was the smartest man who's ever walked the earth, and he was smarter than me by 100 times. He was so caught up in his own obsessions that he never gave anything a second thought. But all that came to an abrupt end. In 1997, soon after he turned 11, his parents broke up. His mum moved to England with his brother Tristan and his sister Janine, while his American dad stayed in the US. He definitely missed the best coach of his life and needed to replace it with something else: fighting. But why would an 11-year-old want to replace chess with fighting? To answer this, we would need us to look into his psyche. Well, Andrew Tate was no longer with his dad. He is the oldest child of the family, and he needed to act like the man of the house. Together with the anger of missing his dad, he became a street fighter. No, I'm not talking about the video game. I mean, he was literally fighting on the streets of Luton, beating up every kid, and was happy to see them cry. In 2002, with his parents now separated for half a decade and dad wasn't around, working at a dead-end sales job that bored him to death, he quickly realized that kickboxing was the way for him, and he trained vigorously for it. You know, the type of training that you feel like doing right after watching a couple of motivational videos of YouTube, but you actually end up not doing it. Yes, but for Andrew Tate, he is wired differently. That he did it. You may be wondering, how did he get such a determination at just 16? yet I am not able to produce such energy. To understand that, we need to look at the person that actually trained him. At the kickboxing gym, he met a Bosnian kickboxing coach called Amir, who survived 6 gunshot wounds. This man highly shaped him into being tenacious and vigorous. To be fair, he became very good at it and became a professional. He fought all around Eastern Europe, raking in 100 grand per fight and winning 4 world titles. I mean, how could you explain how he won his first title in Slovakia with just 3 days' notice? The answer? Preparation. This then leads me to another dark part of Andrew Tate's life. Perhaps you may think Tate would be satisfied with 4 world titles, right? Never. He is an intermittent reinforcer. By that I mean he is always looking for a way to break out of the norm, something that would give him dopamine. He wanted to break out of the monotony of day-to-day and even worse, the 9-to-5 life. This made him retire. To him, he was giving a gruesome 7 to 8 hours a day fighting, yet he couldn't even buy a Lambo with a debit card. How about giving those hours to something that would bring an even bigger payout? He decided enough is enough for kickboxing. From that point on, in 2014, at 28, he and his brother Tristan, who was also 26, asked each other, how can we get very rich? Yes, he researched about money and the concept of money. He looked into all the get-rich-quick gurus, yet he wasn't getting any real answer, until one day. At this point, while other entrepreneurs would have a light bulb moment for a startup or an app that would sell goods or services that then needs venture capitalists to invest while hoping to turn the idea to a gigantic billion-dollar company, that is not the case for Andrew and his brother, who was also into kickboxing at the time. They already have their light bulb moment, and what would they be selling? Their girlfriends. It is time to become a pimp. Oh no, not the way you think of pimp. To them, pimp simply means positively inspirational, motivated personalities. They were ready to make millions through webcam, and they did. You see, this was 2014 before OnlyFans came along in 2016. I mean, how can you explain how these two insidious brothers started a successful webcam site where men hand over a fortune to girls as they fall for models' fake sob stories with just less than $3,000? Well, at first, while these girls would sit in front of the camera, Andrew would be the one actually typing their replies to their conversations with men as he secretly sat off camera until the girls learned the tricks. It grew to about 75 girls at one point, and at its peak, he was making about $400,000 a month. He ran a studio where 75 lingerie models take calls from fans paying $5 a minute, and he literally doesn't feel any guilt because no one cares, and it's their problem, not his. He admitted their business was total scam, but he said the authorities couldn't stop them. All these pretty much happened in England, with all the legalities around protecting women and modern-day slavery. So is this why he moved to Romania? To understand why, we need to understand something very important. Andrew Tate is disenfranchised with the West and completely anti-West, a stance he is not afraid to share loud and clear. To him, the West is on a serious moral and economic decline and would rather live in a society which he sees is on the way up and not on the way down. He is unhappy about the tax system, high crime rate, and insecurities in Western countries. Whether this is actually true or not, we will find out in a moment. But to be quite frank, when he said taxes are getting higher, that we're living in a society where we are scared of the criminals, he may have a point or two. Because not everyone particularly loves the taxman, and we don't like to live in an environment that's not peaceful either. So, as soon as he realized he had money and realized he didn't need to stay in the West with all its obstacles and complications that's not making him live freely as he would like to, and after much thought and consideration, he and his brother had finally made their decision. Bucharest, Romania. Oh, Bucharest, the city of… Before you start thinking of packing your bags and moving to Bucharest, Romania, I need you to know that, as I mentioned earlier, everything about Andrew Tate doesn't just happen unprepared. The king of toxic masculinity had made good friends, or to call a spade, Romanian mafia friends, back when he was still into kickboxing. Those very good friends in Romania make sure that he is well protected just in case. What do I mean? Tate is not shy to expose that him and his brother Tristan have guns in their house, and whether by accident or intentional, they are very well protected by a group of friends, and if anyone does anything stupid to them, with just a phone call, they are going to be in the ditch. And they're very proud of that. See, Tate is proud to say that one of the reasons he moved to Romania is that he believed police in Eastern Europe would be less likely to pursue rape allegations. So he genuinely sees Romania and Russia as the best places for him to commit rape, murder, or arrange someone to get killed, evade taxes, bribe officials, and hit women without any consequences. Putting it into context, in Russia, on average 22 women were killed every day in Russia in 2018, and the problem is getting worse. Tate was banned from Twitter in 2017 after he tweeted in response to sexual assault allegations against Harvey Weinstein, "If you put yourself in a position to be raped, you must bear some responsibility." He was kicked out of Big Brother due to a video of him hitting a woman with a belt. In one video, Tate was seen describing how he would attack a woman if she accused him of cheating. "It's bang out the machete, boom in her face, and grip her by the neck. Shut up, bitch," he said. According to Tate, Romania is corrupt from head to toe, and I have a very extensive network in Romania. I like to make this very clear. One of the reasons I love living there so much is because I'm at the very top of the echelon of society. If I need to speak to the Prime Minister, I can make that happen, and I can't do that in the West. He has been investing with Romania and Eastern European mafias, creating empires there. 15 casinos, 10% of Romanian sport of UFC brand, and even does English commentary of fights in Romania. Overall, Romania has been good to him, at least for now. Then during the pandemic lockdown, he became bored when all the lockdown rules came in. He was losing money and needed to keep himself entertained. So he went and met the Romanian parliament, and some of his MP friends there advised him to open without the front light on. He was advised to open secretly, but the consequence of that made him regret that decision because the bribes he had to pay got out of hand. Tate said that by the second month of lockdown, he kept bribing people, including the police. In 2016, the same year OnlyFans started, Andrew Tate went on Big Brother, but his stint on Big Brother was cut short after a video emerged of him repeatedly striking a woman with a belt. "You ever message one other guy ever fucking again?" he can be heard saying. "Whether we're together or not, you're fucking dead." Both Tate and the woman in the video later said it was consensual, but after being booted off the show, he began creating controversy with wildly misogynistic social media posts. More videos later emerged of Tate telling a woman to count the bruises he inflicted on her. That would be shameful enough for any average guy, and could even ruin their career altogether. But Tate, he's not an average guy. He kept going. What mountain is too high when you've got several $1 million cars and women are dying to be around you? It is this brazen ability to still convince people despite all the crap around him, despite all the dots connecting to the fact that he is a menace. Perhaps this is why he moved on to his next money spinner, a get-rich-quick scheme. He started encouraging young boys to emulate his mentality through something he called Hustlers University. He has finally succeeded in creating the same thing that motivated him to start a webcam business himself. Those gurus he watched have inspired him to now also become one. With videos of him living a glittering life and driving a Lamborghini, he has over 127,000 students who are enrolled in the course at almost $40 per month. I'll leave you to do the calculations, but what Andrew Tate used those students for is even darker. Tate must have truly mastered the 7th law in the book 48 Laws of Power, which states, "Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit." Looking deeper, I've realized that despite not having an account on TikTok himself, students of Tate are being told to flood the social media with videos of him, choosing the most controversial clips in order to achieve maximum views and engagement. It takes the coordinated, vigorous effort of these thousands of members of Tate's Hustlers University and a network of copycat accounts on TikTok to launch into such rapid popularity. This is the crescendo of a blatant attempt to manipulate or cheat the algorithm. In less than 3 months, the strategy worked, and he's taking all the credit, making him more money and getting more famous. In April 2022, just a month before Kevin Samuels died in May, and before his videos bombarded all social media platforms, the brothers' mansion in Romania was raided by police following a tip-off from the US Embassy that a 21-year-old American woman was being held against her will. The Tates were taken in for questioning before being released and denied any wrongdoing. The Romanian authorities said that the investigation later expanded to cover human trafficking and rape allegations. If it had ended there, it would have been better, but it didn't. Amid the drama, Tate's content took off online in May 2022. But with all this fame, things are looking bleak for him. All social media platforms have now banned him. I'm talking about Twitter since 2017, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, where he has more than 1 million subscribers. It doesn't end there. Just very recently, the particular tool he used to reach the greatest and fastest level of fame, TikTok, has also banned him. He is quickly losing fame faster than Sonic, really. This is social media blackout. I don't know if I should laugh, but it's preposterous. Google said we terminated channels associated with Andrew Tate for multiple violations of our community guidelines and terms of service, including our hate speech policy. So, is this guy worth all the attention he's getting in the first place? And is it okay that social media platforms banned him? I'll probably wait for your comments on this. However, what I personally think is a clear-cut case right from the beginning. It's the sort of personality and similarities this has with the case of a former president of America whose name starts with a D and last name starts with an E. I'll see you in the next video.